Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. Coming up tonight, it's a week full of high school sports action, including state champions crowned in girls golf. In the Coach's Corner, meet the woman leading Noblesville volleyball to a great season. Plus, our athlete of the week is one of the state's leading passers.
I think I've grown a lot, and I've gained a lot of trust in myself over this past year as well.
Everyone is ready for the Zone Extra, and it starts right now.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. This is the Zone Extra. I'm Charlie Clifford. Girls golf crowned state champions. Football enters the final 2 weeks of the regular season from now until Thanksgiving weekend. Some of Central Indiana's best prep sports drama of the year, people. In Coach's Corner tonight, Noblesville volleyball coach Annie Polson is going to join us in studio conversation about this turnaround with the Millers program. It's been unbelievable. Plus, near the top of Indiana's passing leaders is a quarterback from one of the smallest programs in the state. A special honor tonight for Traders Point senior Cooper Simmons Little. And with Hoosier Hysteria taking place Friday night. Yes, Friday night at Assembly Hall. We're going to go on campus. Former Lawrence North basketball star C.J. Gunn, he's gearing up for his freshman season with Mike Woodson at IU. Now, last Friday, another perfect evening for the Pigskin. Week 7 of the Zone. Cathedral played its first home game of the year, hosting Cincinnati LaSalle, and it's worth the wait. 31-point Irish win. Second-ranked Center Grove continues to roll. The Trojans 48-0 over Pike. Coach Moore's team right where they need to be in the mid-state. Whiteland bouncing back from its first loss of the season. Warriors over Mooresville by 18. Martinsville, we see you. You're 6-1 on the season. The Artesians, we were down there for the Zone tailgate. 27-10 victory past Perry Meridian. And at Zionsville, Hoosier Crossroads clash. The Eagles hosted #1 Brownsburg in all dogs Friday night. Visitors put up 33 by halftime. It was another easy victory for Brownsburg.
We got some big plays, and I think anytime you get big plays, a lot of good things are going to happen. And, this is an older group now. I mean, they've kind of matured through the season. They practice hard. They want to be coached hard. We know there's another level for them to play, and we know we're going to face those levels in the playoffs as well.
Brownsburg still unbeaten. Now at Carmel, this is a top 10 showdown. You saw it only on MyND TV 23. 6A Greyhounds hosting Ben Davis. Strong aerial attack. Carmel quarterback Jackson Kazmerzak continues to go off. 236 yards, 3 scores, 170 of those receiving yards. Reese Bellin, for my money, the most underrated receiver in Central Indiana. Fourth quarter, there was your game winner. Great fade route afterward. Head coach John Hebert joined the Zone live for a FaceTime Friday exclusive conversation.
We wanted to play teams that could really highlight where our needs were for improvement. And so we prepared for it. Our kids knew it was a tall task. We don't focus on winning as much as we do improving and giving our best effort. So the winning is a result of doing things the right way, and I think we're getting closer and closer to that point where I think we're really going to be clicking on all cylinders.
And Coach Hebert knows exactly what that's about. Now, on the Lynx, the first high school, let's say the trophy has been handed out. This is at Prairie View. Girls Golf State Finals. Carmel Greyhounds back on top. It's been a few years. Team championship goes to the Hounds. 14 shots ahead of Center Grove and Castle, who tie for second. Well done for both of those stellar programs. Other teams finishing in the top 10. 7th place Westfield, 8th place Noblesville, 9th place for Hamilton Southeastern. How about this? Congratulations to Columbus North freshman Ava Bunker, the only golfer under par for the tournament, -2 overall. Again, freshman winning the individual state title by 9 shots. That's going to be a story for years around here. Meanwhile, in volleyball, congrats to Brebeuf. winners of the Marion County Tournament Championship, 5-set thriller over Roncalli. This was on Saturday. The win improves the Braves to 22-3 on the season. They're going to get North Central this evening before beginning their quest for a second consecutive state title next week in sectionals. Now, plenty of other postseason action continues this week. We have soccer sectionals, cross-country sectionals, as well as tennis. Yes, we're keeping an eye on you. Semi-state action. Up next, however, we're going to the Coach's Corner. Herm Miller's a great year. This is a turnaround story, and we're gearing up for the postseason. Noblesville head coach Annie Polson is in studio with us tonight and still ahead. He plays for one of the smallest football programs in the state of Indiana, but he's right there among the passing leaders everywhere. You're going to meet our athlete of the week from Traders Point Christian. We'll be back.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender.
Hey, this is the Zone Extra, and you are in the Coach's Corner tonight. Charlie Clifford alongside the leader of Noblesville Volleyball, Annie Polson. Annie, you have strung together quite the turnaround in Miller's country.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to get to that in a moment. First, Monday night, we were out at the match. New Palestine's in, top 20 battle. We're trying to figure out, are the Millers for real? Is this an admiration? What happened Monday night?
I mean, that first set Monday night was point for point up until 19. I think we were just exchanging points the whole way through. And we knew going in that it was going to be a tough matchup. Top 20 there. I think they were like 21-3 on the season. And we went in and the girls battled and they came out and we grabbed the lead there late in the first set and took that with us into the next two. And we handled them the next two sets. And I think that's one of the best games we've played this season.
Confidence builder. What did you leave the locker room feeling with Monday night?
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about. We talked about that was a win, that was a really good team, and that was a really great win for us. And if we can continue this upward spiral, finishing our last week of regular season, going into the sectional next week, that's exactly where we want to be. So
we spoke a bit off air. This isn't a team of one star. You aren't leaning on one player necessarily. Bring us into what's worked so well this season.
I mean, we have a group of 5 core seniors that have been in the program for a while, and they've bought into that culture that we're trying to build. But we also have, some huge key juniors that play a massive role on our team, and we also have 2 freshmen that start and play.
Who are the freshmen? Because that antenna raises when you hear freshmen playing on varsity.
So we have a freshman, Madison Brown, and she is our setter leading our offense, and she kind of grabbed that job early in the beginning of the season, and she's taken off with it, and she does a great job decision making and getting our big hitters the ball that they need to be able to finish with. And then our middle hitter, Reese Resmer, sister of one of our juniors, Riley Resmer.
That helps.
Yeah. She comes from a really great club background, and both of them really stepped right in onto this varsity team and were not afraid. They were not shy. They were not quiet. They came in and they knew what spot they wanted and how that they could help better the team as well. So
you mentioned culture. Annie Polson, former standout for the Millers, now back as coach. Single-digit wins your first season. Now you're 20-5. You've won 12 of your last 14 matches. On a personal level, and I know mom and dad catch most of these matches, what has it meant to the Polson family to be on this ride?
Yeah, I think my sister also is on the coaching staff, and she's been with us the last couple years, and it's just great to be a part of Miller Volleyball for such a long period of time, and especially when they watched me take over this job and where I started and to what I've worked to now. And I think everybody, especially the girls on the team and the parents on the team this year, have bought into that culture of making Miller Volleyball a better place, and the seniors making it a better place than they left it, and they're working towards that every single day.
Well, it helps when you have a leader who says, I did it. So I'm not selling you something that I don't believe in myself. Mom or dad, who texts you more before matches?
I think mom's definitely more of the like analytical part of it.
Strategery.
Yeah. And dad's definitely the motivator, like go get him tonight, like you got this. So they've got a good cop, bad cop type of thing going on, I think.
Well, I know sleep is going to be tough to come by here for those two as we take a look ahead to sectionals. It's never easy considering the conference you play in. As we take a look at sectional 8, what stands out, Coach Paulson?
I think we ultimately got a really great draw. That's kind of exactly what we were hoping for. We are not afraid to see both Zionsville or Fishers again, and I think that's a shift in mindset from our girls in the past too. Going into our sectional is they're hungry and they want both of those teams and they want to perform, and that's a big difference than where we've been the last couple years.
Got 30 seconds here. A quick message to Miller Nation. I know you're going to need some support in the stands from one of the best student sections in Central Indiana.
Absolutely. Miller Nation, we need you. 11 o'clock at HSE on next Saturday morning. Be there and support your Millers, your 20 and 5 Millers.
Rise and shine. Coffee's on the zone. Just comp us later. Send the receipts here. This is Coach Annie Paulson. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Great to meet you. Good luck in sectionals.
Thank you.
Still ahead on the Zone Extra, it's our athlete of the week. He's thrown for over 2,000 yards, 26 touchdowns already this year. This is Traders Point Christian quarterback Cooper Simmons Little. Plus, we're going to go to campus tonight. Remember this guy? So fun to watch at Lawrence North. CJ Gunn, now a freshman at IU. He can help Coach Woodson right away. Hoosier hysteria ahead Friday night. We'll get you there next.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
A very unique edition tonight of the Zone Extra Athlete of the Week. This quarterback plays for one of the smallest football programs in Central Indiana, but his passing numbers are at the top of the state leaderboard. Traders Point Christian senior quarterback Cooper Simmons Little. Over 2,000 yards passing in 7 games this year, leading a Knights offense that scores 36 points a contest, 26 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Is that good? Traders Point Christian, 3 of 4 in terms of wins over the last 4 contests. Cooper tells us, yes, stats, they're great, but success winning in September and October for this team, that is what matters.
Week 1, I noticed I wasn't on it, but that was because they didn't put my stats in time, so I kind of noticed it right away. And then I was like, I'm going to put myself on this leaderboard. But to me, that stuff doesn't really matter because it's not going to be a factor in my life in 3 months or next year or anything. And I know that God is putting me in this place and on this team to be successful this year, and I'm happy to be there.
Cooper this year has really learned to go after difficult situations and take it on as a challenge and push our kids through it and help lead our guys through that. So that's been great to have. He is a leader in that sense, and also his hard work, that he's earned respect from his teammates because of the hard work.
I think I've grown a lot, and I've gained a lot of trust in myself over this past year as well. And I feel like what I've most got comfortable with is my deep ball. And again, trusting my receivers when I throw that up, but also trusting my arm and knowing that I can get it to where I want it to go and making the right reads in my head. Pass protection has been amazing, so when we're ready to pass it, we can get 36 points a game like you've been saying. But when we're ready to run it, we can run the ball.
Credit to Coach Carnes for opening that Knights playbook, and to Cooper Simmons Little for not only one of the best passing efforts in the state, but the volume, the lusciousness of what is going on up here. Absolutely elite. Now, we're going to take a quick break on the Zone Extra. We're going to campus next. It's time for the latest installment of Ask the Commissioner. Paul Neidig of the IHSAA joining us. We'll be back.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
It's time for our on-campus feature this week on the Zone Extra. Tomorrow night, Hoosier hysteria at Assembly Hall, IU basketball kicking off its most highly anticipated season in a decade. Familiar face from right here in Central Indiana is going to be a major part of the fun. Former Lawrence North star, Indiana High School All-Star CJ Gunn, a highly rated 4-man freshman class for Mike Woodson and the Hoosiers last season at Lawrence North. Gunn, 23 points a night, nearly 5 rebounds a contest. He was the MVP of the Indiana-Kentucky All-Star Series. Gunn said he's enjoying Bloomington adapting to Mike Woodson's ways on the court.
I wouldn't say there was anything I didn't expect. It's just an adjustment to the speed of the game and just how important it is to be in shape and to be conditioned. I think the everyday work, multiple hours a day, more than once a day. I think that's the biggest thing of getting used to it. It's more like a job now than in high school. Everybody's real fun. Everybody's easy to talk to, easy to get along with. I wouldn't say I didn't expect it, but it just helps, makes the process a lot easier.
It's a good time to be showing up to Bloomington. Congrats to Gunn and two great parents that have led him here on a great basketball journey. Now, Ask the Commissioner. Each week we take one of your questions to the top of the IHSAA. Commissioner Paul Neidig brings you his answers. Here's the question for this week. Mr. Commish, where do you see the most potential growth when it comes to high school sports in the IHSAA?
Well, I think growth to me is not about what ball you play with or what field you play on. It's just increasing opportunities for kids to be part of that second classroom. And I'm really happy this year, for the first time, we now have a girls wrestling program in many schools across the state. We have boys volleyball, and we're really working hard right now to find another unified offering that our unified student athletes can participate in the winter. And I think anytime that we can open up a path to participation is growth for us. And I think we're really going to see girls wrestling become a really predominant sport in Indiana in the next few years. And boys volleyball will certainly be there also. And we're excited about those increased opportunities for kids to be part of their school in a different manner.
That's two fantastic nuggets there from Paul Neidig. Every week, this is how you can submit your question, get it on the show. Give us a tweet, hashtag the Zone Extra, hashtag Ask the Commish. It's as easy as that. One of our favorite parts of covering high school sports is the passion we see in the stands every Friday night, and really at every event we hit in Central Indiana. The prestigious Zone Banner Award, awarded to the best school this fall. Here was the best of the best from Week 7 of the high school football season. The banner phenomenon spreads week by week. This gets more insane. The Zone Championship banner presented by Crew Car Wash. We're giving this to the school that is in the zone and has the best school spirit. Again, if your school is in it, now is crunch time. Cannot wait to see what happens when we hand this out in November. Let's take a look at our play of the week. Each week, we really hunt on Twitter. All right, what was the wildest thing we saw in the world of Central Indiana high school sports? Plus, we're going to tell you how you can be featured in a moment. First, here we go. Pendleton Heights on the road facing Delta. Arabians pulling out the rugby tricks. Not one, but two laterals. Justin Beeler, touchdown. Apparently, some of these fellas have some rugby experience. And that's working on Friday nights. Love it. This is how your play can get on the show. Hit us on Twitter. Use hashtag the Zone Extra. Watch next Thursday night. It is that easy, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot wait to see what comes up for Week 8. Now, Mindy TV 23, your local home for high school sports in Central Indiana. Coming up tomorrow night, battle for the MIC Championship. Lawrence Central on the road, facing Ben Davis. Lawrence Central has been the underdog this year. Both teams unbeaten in conference play. You can see all the action. Greg Rakestraw on the call, 7 o'clock kickoff. Big night of high school sports and really high school football across Central Indiana tomorrow. AC is going to be live with Cathedral, 5 and 6 for the Zone tailgate. We're going to have scores and highlights from the most games in the state on the Zone at 11:08. Let's take a quick look at the other games we're going to be covering. It's Carmel and Warren Central. Check out that matchup at the bottom. Westfield Fishers, always a great rivalry. We'll sneak in there Noblesville as well at Brownsburg. Can the Bulldogs continue their perfect season, being the top team in 6A? Thank you to Coach Paulson of Millers Volleyball. For Charlie Clifford, executive producer Brian Eckstein, and the entire crew, this has been the Zone Extra. We will see you next Thursday night.